to at least 10% to meet the Malabo Declaration as agreed by the African heads of state. 8. Strengthening early warning system stroke response. Early warning systems should be strengthened to alert farmers about impending natural disasters such as flooding or drought. Farmers should be able to access weather and agro-climatical information in radio and other mass communication devices. The government's commitment to the well-being of its citizens, especially those at the forefront of agricultural production, is crucial during these challenging times. By implementing the above-mentioned measures, government can effectively cushion the impact of subsidy removal on smallholder women farmers, ensuring food security, poverty reduction, and sustainable agricultural development for the nation. We urge the federal government to take swift and decisive action to address these pressing concerns and demonstrate its commitment to the welfare of farmers and the overall prosperity of Nigeria. As committed citizens of Nigeria, as a group, we remain resolute in the capacity and ability of Nigeria to feed itself and other nations of the world. We are confident that Nigeria can be food secure if women farmers are well considered and targeted during government intervention programs. Our heart bleeds. As we all know, many households go to bed with empty stomach. We call on our government and other relevant stakeholders to take a bold step in taking swift action in line with our demands. Together, we can feed our nation. Swofon women.
Oye!
No
farmer, no food on the table, no nation.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. So we expect your questions.
As it affects smallholder women farmers, especially in our rural communities. And it is one of the things that have actually affected us, and it is one of the things that have actually taken us to where we are. But the most pressing need that is on ground now is what we are actually addressing today, which is, a very good policy of government, a removal of the fuel subsidy. And we know that we've been listening, we've not had anything and any plan that this is the way to go about it. Even as we farmers, we produce the food. And the food is no more in our hands now, it's in the hands of the middleman. It will surprise you to know that even we farmers, we still go back to the market to buy food now. When the price increased, we were thinking we want to take advantage to sell the food and buy input to go and produce more food, not knowing that we were making our stomach empty. So the food is no more in our hands now, it is in the hands of the middleman. And as we've been talking to government to make an attempt of making sure that across all community we have food reserve, we are ready to produce if we have support from government. Let this food reserve be very close to our communities that we can also access it. The insecurity is still there. We know that many of the farms that are very, very far from the residents of the communities, we cannot access it. But the most important pressing one now is government is being committed to make sure that it supports its citizens as a result of the fuel subsidy removal. That is why we are also calling on government for us to be able to increase our production and to also produce more. Government needs to target the farmers, especially smallholder women farmers, to be able to also increase production so that we can also meet the needs and demands of the citizens, because we know that we owe the responsibility to produce food to support government to feed the nation. Thank you.
Okay.
The information. The information should not be made in the cities. It should be made where the affected areas are going to be affected. If government made an announcement that a community is likely going to be affected by flood, I think there should be a deliberate effort to move to those environments to see how they can actually divert the effect of that flood when it comes in. Most of the times, this information don't really reach to us at the community, and before it happens, if you are living in an environment as a smallholder farmer, you don't have any idea as to how do you divert this water, supposing it comes to clear your farm. We don't have that capacity and the power and the strength and the resources to be able to channel these waters to the correct ways. So we are calling on government. Since these areas are identified, even before the rainy season sets in, there should be a deliberate attempt to see how they can make ways for these waters to be channeled to the correct water body. And these waters can also be converted into dams and channels, as we are talking about, so that we can use it at the dry season. I am quite sure when she was talking, she talks of Mississippi. We saw it that the government of those countries, made the channels and farmers use it to produce food. And those countries are actually making good use of those water bodies. So if government can make such arrangement, work with relevant organizations. We used to know that there was an organization that we used to have town criers in the communities. Even if the rain is going to fall for the next 3 days, town criers can be talking to tell people to make food available in your household. Those people are trained by other organizations. If government can have people from those areas to be trained to give signals when these things are about to happen, it's really going to help us. Because you could imagine, after spending the whole of your resources, harvesting season is about to commence and water carried your farm. Committing suicide, I think some people do, because you don't know where to start from again. So we think these are natural disasters, and just like she spoke in her own statement, insurance organizations are there, they will say insurance, but how much of the insurance are being paid, supposing your farm is taken away by flood? What are the processes? Are they very readily available? You will talk, go, submit documentation. Last year, we as an organization was identified to compile the list of our farmers from across all the 36 states that were affected by flood, which we did, including pictures. I was crying tears when I saw one of my women farmers from Bauchi. She was inside boat with her family trying to escape. Water carried her farm all with such pictures. But as we are talking now, we are still eagerly waiting for support for those areas that were affected, so that they can. Some of them did not even farm this year again because of the loss they incurred last year. So we think if government can actually work, make sure that this, is it NEMA, when they provide such information, the information should reach to the beneficiaries. It's not for people in cities alone. It should reach to the farmers who are likely going to be affected by this flood, so that we don't continue to lose our investment year in, year out. Thank you.